Okay, so here's what I'm thinking about default judgments. So I don't think that they should ever be able to be inflicted upon a natural man. And that's because we are not by nature represented by attorneys, okay? And that's like, the courts are really their house, okay? It's their battlefield, okay? So here's the reason. I'm not going to say I'm entirely okay with it when it comes to corporations, but the thing is they are always represented by attorneys. They have to be represented by attorneys. And a default judgment would create a lien against the corporation, and then the corporation would definitely be notified of the controversy, okay? So then that's a way for them to not be able to outrun the controversy, because in no way, shape, or form does the default judgment guarantee satisfaction of the person that collects or like is granted the default judgment. I know this because I got a default judgment at a small claims once, and I didn't have any freaking clue how to collect. Like whether or not it actually did automatically create a lien against them, I never like received a check, but it's just one of those things that I had to try, you know? And yeah, I sent in, I think, the request for the default judgment, and they granted it. But after that, it's like, okay, now what? And that doesn't seem fair, no. And I've struggled with whether or not corporations should even be able to be represented in small claims court, because technically, by the rules, they're not supposed to have representation in small claims court as far as I can tell. So if they have some kind of loophole about having like a 0.1 shareholder being able to represent them or something, you know, okay, but I don't think it's necessarily fair that they're not supposed to be represented. But then I feel like there's got to be a reason why you can take them to small claims court, I'm pretty sure, and then they're not supposed to be able to have representation because attorneys can't go to small claims court, but they have to be represented by an attorney in every case. So, you know, riddle me that, okay? But I've definitely taken corporations to small claims court, and they definitely were represented by somebody. And in my mind, it's kind of like only fair that they should be represented, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like they're actually allowed to be represented, okay? So that's the other thing, is I win, you know, in Washington small claims, but I don't win in Multnomah small claims, so really that too. But anyway, so yeah, I have some questions about the default judgments, and I have some questions about how that relates to entering in the bench warrants for failure to appear. Because I don't really think that the police should be able to just like get in your face. Because there's gotta be way too much of their conscience in the mix. Because I don't, you know,